Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm putting you on unmute. If you want to communicate with me, you can unmute yourself and talk to me. Otherwise, you can just mute yourself, right? Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, this is Chandu, ma'am.
Hello.
Hi, this is Chandu from Bangalore.
Okay. I'm just waiting for people to come in. There are people still joining in. So, we'll just
Yeah,
start
yeah,
few
yeah,
minutes.
yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Drama.
Hello, everyone. We are here for a seminar on postgraduate program in business accounting and taxation, right? So that is a BAT course specializing in accounting and taxation. Let me just quickly tell you about myself. My name is Meenal Khona. Uh, I've studied chartered accountancy. I have done my MCOM. I have been in the industry since last almost 12 plus years now. Uh, in the initial years of my career, I have done my articleship. I have worked with several chartered accountants. I've worked with MNCs. Later in my career, since last almost 5 to 6 years, I have been exclusively doing corporate trainings and been a faculty for various associated with various institutes and corporate companies. Okay, I'll request you people to just put yourself on mute. It creates a disturbance. Okay, so right now I have also been associated with EduPristine since last almost 3-4 years now. So I'm also a faculty with EduPristine, right? When GST was implemented at that point of time, I was one of the corporate trainers for GST officers for central government. So I have been working with them for GST and income tax TDS modules, especially for government officers. Uh, Other than that, I have been conducting corporate trainings for several MNCs, corporate clients, depending on the requirement. All right, so that was about me. That is what I have been doing and what experience I have with the industry. Right. Okay, let's go ahead. Right now, I have the participants. I have given you the right to unmute yourself. Okay, so at any point of time, if you have any question in mind, you can unmute yourself and talk to me. Otherwise, you can put yourself on mute, right? Otherwise, it will create a disturbance from both the sides if we all are not on mute, right? So I'm the only one who is going to be on unmute at all times. Apart from me, if any one of you has any questions in mind or wants to talk to me, you can always have that, use that option. All right. So I see here I have people from Bangalore, like Chandu. You told me you are from Bangalore, right? So what about the rest of you? From which cities do we have people? So I have someone from Bangalore. Then do I have someone from Mumbai?
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Sharon.
I'm from Mumbai. Yeah,
Okay, Sharon is from Mumbai.
yeah.
Any other
Hi,
city?
hi, ma'am. I'm Vijay, Bangalore.
Hi, Bangalore. Okay,
Yes.
so we have two people from Bangalore, one from. What about the rest of you? Are there any people who are working, or all of you uh, are freshers from college, or what is the status from your side?
Yeah, ma'am. I'm working accountant.
Okay, since how many years have you been working? What is your experience?
3 years working.
Okay,
Almost handling with the GST. Even this one accountant with the auditing field. Some.
okay, till finalization or only the
Yeah.
accounting part?
Only finalization, ma'am.
Okay, till finalization. Okay,
Yes.
all right. So what about the income tax return filing?
Income tax return knowledge is no, ma'am, but not filed in still.
Okay, not filed. Okay, all right. Okay, what about the rest of you? So I have, I can see the names: Aarti, Harshita, Kajal, Nandini, Shilpa, Simran, Sonali, Sri Lakshmi, Trupti. What about you all? Are you people working? Are you people, just freshers from college? What is the
I,
status? Yes. Hi, Harshita, right? That was
yeah,
Harshita.
I'm fresher from the college.
Okay, so you have done BCom.
No, BAF.
Then, what have you done?
BAF,
BAF.
Accounting and
BAF.
Finance.
Okay, BA. Okay, BAF. Okay, all right. Fair enough. Okay, so I guess there are people who are now wanting to communicate. Okay, just to give a start. Always in the industry, it is very important to be vocal. Okay, you will have to put yourself forward. You will have to communicate more, right? Okay, why are we here today? The main purpose, we all know the COVID situation, right? There are people who are struggling for jobs. There are people who have jobs but are not happy with it. There are people who have jobs but are not looking at promotions anytime soon, are not looking at increments anytime soon. The major reason which we are blaming right now is the COVID situation, which is one of the reasons, which is the economic drawback which we are facing right now. Right. So, since I have not, spoken to all of you, so I don't know what is the background for all of you. Now, we have a few people who must be working. There must be few people who are freshers from college. Right. Now, the basic idea for all of uh, all of the participants would be that, how can I grow in my career? Either I start my career, and what would be the constant growth in my career, or I am working somewhere, and what is the growth in my career? How do I grow better? Now, when I'm talking about growth, I'm not talking about only money. Yes, monetary growth is important, no doubt. Ultimately, you are working for money, for a monetary gain. No doubt that is important. But having a skill is equally important. I'll just give you a very quick example to start with what I'm wanting to explain you, right? What I'm getting to. Now, today, if you apply for any kind of a job, okay, accounting, you're applying for a accounting profile. Okay, what is the expectation that the company would have from you? The expectation would be that even if you're a fresher, they will sure ask you, what knowledge do you have? Do you have, bookkeeping knowledge? Do you have knowledge of accounting till finalization? Because it makes a difference. You are recording transactions. That is the one part of booking entries. That is bookkeeping. And there is another part to it, which is finalization. That is finalizing your accounts, closing your books, and preparing financial statements. Right. That is the second part to your accounts up till finalization. That is again a very common question asked by interviewers that, what kind of accounts can you write? Can you write up till finalization? Do you have that skill? Do you have knowledge of income tax written preparation and filing? GST written preparation and filing, right? TDS written preparations, plus, of course, the filing. Yes, payroll compliances. Now, payroll, there are companies, MNCs, Big Fours, they hire people just to maintain their payroll compliance. So just imagine the volume of data they would have to handle data just for their employees. Payroll is what you pay to your employees, right? So imagine the volume of their employees is so high that they need to hire people just to maintain payroll. That is the payroll compliance. Accounting softwares, there are different accounting softwares which help you maintain accounts in the market. Like, if you see industry wise or different company wise, you will find that every company has their own preference of accounting software. Meaning, we are talking about that, these are all, I have just given you the headings, just the lines wherein they would have a very brief details to it, right? Now, but in nutshell, if I talk in nutshell, these are the pointers which every company today is looking for a skilled employee. Even if you are applying as a fresher, okay, they tell you, okay, if you are a fresher, still the expectation is still that, do you have at least some knowledge of some pointers? Why are they not hiring complete freshers? And if they hire complete freshers, then they wouldn't offer you that much of salary. So that would be again a drawback. So what is your plus point here? If you're skilled, if you have knowledge about what is required in the profile, okay, if you have that knowledge, if you're skilled enough, In that case, you are better than the other people who are applying for that job. One thing. Second, you have a better chance to negotiate your salary. So that is a very second important point wherein, I'm not just focusing on the skill. I'm also focusing on my monetary gain. Because ultimately, whatever skill I'm learning, I need to convert it into my monetary benefit, right? So how is this BAT course going to, how can you use it to your advantage, right? So let's just understand what the scenario is at present. At present, I already told you, the due to COVID situation, you must have heard several companies laying off their employees. Uh, Even if you're applying for some profile, they are expecting you to be skilled enough. They are not ready to teach you new skills. They're not wanting to put in that much of energy or manpower who needs to teach you. So they are wanting people, they are wanting to hire people who already have sufficient knowledge and understand how the market works. When you're talking about an accounting skill, so whatever I mentioned is a very common, complete nutshell accounting skill which you should be having. Today, if I talk about positions at managerial level, or the highest positions in the companies, they usually hire people with degrees, with professional degrees. That is, say, chartered accountant, company secretaries, MBAs, because that is again they are targeting, like they're directly taking, as the fresher comes in, clears the exams, that is, say, CA or MBA or company secretary or cost accountant. Now it is even the law requirement. There's a law compliance wherein every company should have a statutory chartered accountant. They should have a internal chartered accountant. So that is a compulsory requirement, even for company secretary. Okay, even for company secretary, it is a compulsory requirement by every company that they should hire a company secretary. That is the compulsory by law compliance, right? So, but the same thing doesn't happen for an accountant or a person who does not have a professional degree. Then how do you grow in the market? Can you not reach that managerial level? You can. But for that, with your degree, whatever degree, whether you have a BCom degree or a BAF degree or any other degree, we have people who are from science background and coming to study accounts, wanting to work in accounting sectors. So even what do these people do? They polish their skills. So that is the best way to, you know, have a constant growth in your career. That is skill. Skill meaning being always upgraded with the current market. Few years down the line, we did not have GST, but today we have GST exclusively. Major chunk of our GST is in our indirect taxes. So I have no option but to learn GST, right? So that is how the scenario should be. You should have the skill according to the market requirement. You need to keep polishing it from time to time, right? Now, when we are talking about accounting skills, now I told you about few of the accounting skills which are very common interview questions and profile requirements, right? Apart from that, you also have MIS reports. That is the Excel. You should be excellent in using Microsoft Excel, MS Office, right? You must be aware of MS Office. So in MS Office, you have PPT, PDF, Word, Excel. We use Excel very exclusively to make reports. You see any company, okay, you will find that even the financial statements, okay, you must be aware of vertical balance sheet, right? Even the vertical balance sheet usually we prepare it on Excel. Then apart from the balance sheet or the financial statements, we also have several MIS reports. So there are MNCs who hire people, okay, just to maintain their MIS reporting. So every day, you're working exclusively only to prepare different kind of reports. That is the Management Information System, MIS. When I talk about MIS, I'm talking about Management Information System. So those are the MIS reports. Now, what is the expectation of any employer from a employee? That even if you're working for a particular department, when I'm talking about a particular skill, okay, when I just mentioned that people hire, MNC especially hire just for say accounts payable or accounts receivables or just to maintain payroll.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Nandini.
ma'am, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Ma'am, what are the professional courses available, like which we can do after our bachelor's? I don't know the names of the courses.
Okay, right now I'm not talking about the professional courses. I just mentioned the three courses, that is the chartered accountancy, company secretary, cost accountancy. These are the few professional courses. Okay, I'm not talking about the professional courses right now. So I'll just come back to you at the end of the seminar. Right, Nandini? So
Okay,
right
ma'am.
now I'm coming back to the, this is a certification course. When I'm talking about the BAT, the accounting and taxation course which I'm talking about right now with EduPristine, so that is a certification course, right? You get a certificate if you do this course, but with the certificate, even as I'm trying to explain you that your skill is equally important. When I'm talking about a degree, if you talk about a degree, okay, even if I take say someone is a cost accountant, okay, has a degree of a cost accountant or a chartered accountant or a MBA. But when people hire you for a degree, it is not necessary that you would have a constant growth. Because to have constant growth, your skill is equally important. You will come across several chartered accountants or company secretaries who may not be earning that much, who may be earning equivalent to an accountant. Why? Because they have a degree, but they have not upgraded themselves according to the market. So that is a drawback. So here I'm not comparing any degrees or I'm not comparing uh, any courses you are doing. I'm just explaining you or telling you my experience about how it works in the market. In the market, after a time being, okay, once you're qualified, once you have done your uh, degree courses, professional courses, or certification courses, after a certain period, your skills will matter. No one is going to go back and ask you what was your percentage in uh, your degree college or your professional career or your professional degrees or in your certificate courses. No one is going to ask you that percentage or grade. People are going to focus on what experience you have, how skilled you are, and how good can you put in your work, put in your best work. So that is going to matter after a while. It will take of course, it will take a few years to reach that point what I'm talking about. But yeah, ultimately you will have to focus on the skill. Even today, you apply for any job, you apply for any accounting profile, you pick up any accounting profile, they would have a certain requirement. You should know how to maintain income tax or bookkeeping, finalization. So, meaning an accountant should know everything. Accountant should have knowledge of everything. When you talk about small companies, small businesses, okay, now they hire people who know everything. Then comes the medium sized company. Now, medium-sized companies, they have teams of people working. They have team of accountants working together. And then you come to big fours, MNCs, companies with high volumes. Okay, they hire people specifically for doing a certain job. That is, they'll hire a certain employee just to do the GST work. They'll hire a certain employee just to handle the TDS. They'll hire just to maintain their accounts, just to, just for bookkeeping. That too, just for, especially in SAP. When you talk about SAP software companies, usually MNCs and high volume companies, manufacturing companies have SAP software. Okay, this kind of companies hire people just for a specific job. Either they are hiring you only for accounts payable, only for accounts receivables, only for data entry purposes in only one stream. That is only for purchase entries, only for sales entries, and so on. Why? Because they have high volumes, okay? They can't hire one person to handle everything. That is not possible for them because they have a very high turnover, and because of that they have a very high volume of transactions, right? Because they have very high volume of transactions, due to that reason they need to hire in that scenario, right? In that specific way. When I'm talking about you should have knowledge of everything, meaning when you're starting your career, you usually started from say medium size. You won't directly jump to a big four or a MNC. If you're doing so, meaning you are only applying for a certain job. Even that is not wrong, but will it benefit you? Then you only have a knowledge and experience of that particular stream. You don't gain knowledge of everything there, right? So if you want to tomorrow start your own business, okay, you want to be a tax consultant or a accounts consultancy firm, you want to open an accounts and taxation consultancy firm, in that case you should have knowledge of everything. You should be a master of all, in short. Like, whatever I told you, that was just a nutshell of knowing everything. You should know everything to handle each of your client. Like I told you, any XYZ role today, if you apply for, they always have a specific requirement. You need to have a skill, have knowledge about the requirement according to the profile. Right. Now, how does that work for you? Now, when you are applying in the very, if you have no knowledge at all, you're applying as a complete fresher, you're going to apply at a very data entry level. Okay, you're applying for a very data entry level. Why data entry level? Because that person, whoever is uh, hiring you, is not going to give you till finalization. If you're a fresher, he'll not allow you to file the returns, or he'll not allow you or give you that kind of work, because you're a fresher. Unless and until you have knowledge and experience, or you have learned how to handle any of the returns, say income tax returns, TDS returns, or GST returns, right? We have GST returns which are monthly. We have TDS returns which are quarterly. We have income tax returns which are yearly. Every year we file income tax returns. Then we have payroll compliances, right? We have profession tax returns, right? So in this way, we have different kind of returns. Now, if you have no knowledge, if you are a fresher, no company, even if that company hires you as a fresher, he'll not allow you that extra work of filing, because that is, he would consider it as a risk. That what if you don't know something and you do something wrong in the system? What then? It's an issue for the employer, right? What if you have sufficient knowledge and you have sufficient skill? In that case, you can skip that data entry position, okay? And you can directly apply from the level wherein you're working on a executive level or a managerial position. Why? Why are you skipping that position and directly applying for a say executive level or a assistant level? Because you have skill. When you apply for such kind of a job, okay, when you appear or go for an interview, you can explain that person, you can talk to that person, or you will be able to handle the kind of questions he is looking out for. You can explain him the skills you have, right? The skills required for that particular profile, right? You will have a upper hand on negotiation of your salary. Since you're skilled, obviously you would have a little higher expectation of salary too compared to a fresher. Yes, so that is a benefit you get from such kind of certification courses. When you're doing such kind of a certification courses, how do they help you? So when I'm talking about how do they help you, so this particular course is planned in such a way that you have this modules, right? So now here you have 8 modules in BAT course. BAT is accounting and taxation course, especially for people who are wanting to make their careers in accounting, right? The very first module, if you see, is the basics of accounting. Now, accounts you have learned from your 11th standard, right? But from 11th standard till your college level, whatever accounts you have learned, okay, and the taxation, even many of you must have taken in your degree colleges direct tax or indirect tax, taxation, right? Now, you would find that those taxation, whatever you were studying at your college level, must be outdated, because every year there's always some change in our taxation policy. Even GST, every month, every few months, some new things keep coming in GST. So since the new things are coming in almost from time to time basis, even if the new things are coming in, the course material is not updated. Okay, whatever you're studying till your college level, it is not necessary that you are studying according to the industry requirement. So when you come out of the college, you have the theory knowledge, but you do not have the practical knowledge. You have no idea how the practical scenario works. So for that, you need guidance over how it works practically. You need something to bridge. A bridge is required for the theory knowledge to be converted to practical knowledge, theory plus practical, so that it helps you in the market, in the industry, in anywhere where you are either applying for a job, wanting to work for someone, or to start your own business. See, I'm giving you 2 options here, and I'm repeating it constantly because I have uh, since last almost 5 6 years, like I told you, I have been in this industry, and I have seen many participants after doing such kind of courses, they have started their business and they have been very successful in it. The very major part to it was they were willing to put in their energy to learn skill. They were wanting to put in energy to learn something new, be upgraded from time to time. So that was the plus point to start their business, right? Okay. Now what are we going to learn in this? So we are going to learn how is this course planned. Okay. So the very first, basics of accounting and tally. So we have 3 modules which are specially for accounting software. like I told you, market has several kinds of accounting softwares. You have several accounting softwares which the market uses. Okay, every industry has different kind of software. If I talk about manufacturing firms, if I talk about MNCs, most of the MNCs and manufacturing firms, big firms, they are all using SAP, right? They are all using SAP. SAP is the main software which you will hear in the market. What software are they using? So they are using SAP. After SAP comes Busy. You have Tally. Now Tally, almost 80 to 85% of the market, you will hear that the small industries, the small companies are using Tally very exclusively. Tally ERP very exclusively, right? So Tally, what are we going to learn all this modules on? Whether I'm learning accounting, GST, income tax. So we are going to learn it on Tally. We will have hands-on experience on, how to write accounts, how to finalize them, how does my year-end entries work, how does my GST entries transactions work, plus how does the registration part work, what are the GST laws, what are the GST compliance. When I talk about simple, say GST, what is IGST, SGST, CGST, UTGST? Okay, can someone tell me what is IGST? When I talk about GST, what is
Interstate goods.
IGST?
Integrated tax.
Right. IGST is integrated goods and services tax. When I talk about SGST, SGST is state goods and services tax. Right. Then you have CGST, Central Goods and
Services Tax.
right. So you also have UTGST.
Union Territory.
Correct. Union Territory Goods and Services Tax. Right. So you have several kinds of tax. But how does this taxes work? How do you prepare returns for this taxes? So that is equally important. That how does the taxes work? How will the returns work? Right. How can I prepare my returns from any of the accounting software? After I have prepared my returns, you have several kinds of returns in GST. You have GST 3B, GST 3B form. You have GSTR 1. You have GSTR 4 for composition dealers. You have GSTR 5, that is for non-residents. You have GSTR 6 for input tax distributors. You have GSTR 7, which is for TDS, TCS. You have GSTR 9, which is the annual return. You have GSTR 10, which is the final return. So you have several returns in GST, right? After GST, we do, we learn GST basics. That is how does the GST law work? One thing. In this module, we have covered GST law, and we have also covered how does the returns work? How do you prepare your returns? How does the returns work? Right? Now, next is your income tax module. Now, how does the income tax module work? Income tax, first, you should know how the income tax law works. Okay, am I audible? Because I'm having some problem with the video. I don't know about the audio. Is my voice okay?
Okay.
Audible, right? Okay, I'm continuing. I'm not, my video has some problem. Income tax written, it's not only about the written. Before the written preparation, I should know how to complete my computation of income. How do I prepare my computation of income? Now, computation of income is different for if I'm talking about a proprietor firm, if I'm talking about a partnership firm, if I'm talking about a company, if I'm talking about individual, okay, individual HUF, that is for you or me. If you or me, I want to file a income tax return, I need to first prepare my computation. After my preparation of computation, only then can I prepare my income tax return. Now you have 7 types of ITRs, that is the income tax return, right? So that is covered in module 3, wherein, very briefly, we have covered the income tax return which you can file for individuals and income tax return which you can file for companies. If you understand the concept, you can file any kind of income tax returns. You can do any kind of income taxation work for any kind of assessing. The basic idea is to understand how it works, right? Then you have, I was talking about the payroll compliance, right? So that is being covered in module 4, payroll and its components. That is nothing but payroll compliance. Now, especially big companies hire people just to maintain their payroll, right? Why do they hire people? That I already explained you. They have many employees, they have employees in thousands and thousands. Now they need to hire someone who can, handle payroll compliance, that is the salary part, the returns, the PF, etc. All this are the compliance part for employees. So this is covered in your 4th module, that is payroll and its components. The 5th module is the Excel for accounting and MIS. Now MIS reports and accounting in Excel. Again, like I started in the beginning, it's a very important part because Excel is very exclusively used in almost all companies. Wherever, if you ask any of the companies, where do you prepare your returns? Not returns, but your reports. Your reports are usually, even your GST reports, your GST returns can be prepared on Excel, right? So several such kind of reports and, even accounting can be done on Excel, especially focusing on MIS reports, because MIS reports being the very important and integral part of companies where reporting every quarterly, 6 monthly reports or yearly reports. Now, this is a very important and integral part of compliance for companies. So you should know Excel very well. You must have heard of formulas, several type of formulas like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, etc. Right? Have you heard of any such kind of formulas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why do we use these formulas and how do we use these formulas? Apart now, you must have heard of only 2 formulas. There are several formulas. Okay. Apart from this, okay, you will have to put yourself on mute. Okay. I'm not able to put you on mute from my side. My system has hanged. Okay. Now, when you're talking about VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, it's not that you only have 2 kind of formulas. There are several formulas which can make your work easier to on Excel, for you to work on Excel. There are many formulas of, if you talk about summing up, if you talk about if you talk about nested formulas meaning using more than one formula in the same, for deriving a same value. So you're using more than one formula. Why do we use this formula? Because, when you're doing work on huge volumes, okay, when you have huge
Ma'am, are you there?
Okay. Hello. Am I audible? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
madam.
I'm so sorry. It was a technical error. Like I told you, my Zoom just hanged and therefore it just dropped. Okay. So I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, let's continue. So we were talking about, I'm audible, right? My voice is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You people will just have to mute from your side because, my system is still giving me a issue and I'm not from my side. So, okay, now I'm coming to the sixth module. When we talk about, you know about accounts, okay? In any profile, it is very important that even if you know accounts, you should know accounts as finalization. When I'm talking about finalization, I'm talking about the year-end entries. That is, what are my 31st entries? How do I close my ledgers? How do I, what is the option to close my books? How do what is the process to close my books? How do I prepare my financial statements? Now, when I'm talking about financial statements, even the financial statements are different depending on what kind of business you are. Okay, if you are an individual, if you are a professional, your financial statements are income and expenditure account and balance sheet. If you are a proprietor, you have a P&L balance sheet, right? If you are a company, now if you are a company, by law, by Companies Act 2013, it tells us that it is compulsory to maintain your accounts, that is to present your accounts, financial statements in vertical format. So after you have prepared your accounts, you need to finalize them. After finalizing them, you need to prepare them into financial statements, which can be presented, right? It will be presented to the stakeholders. It will also be presented and submitted to the government as per the compliance, right? Now, the finalization of your financial statements and preparation is covered in module 6. Now, module 7 and 8. Now, module 7 and 8, like I told you, we have three modules. That is, from module 1, you are starting with Tally. So, we are going to focus on Tally. That is, how do you implement, what is the implementation in Tally? Right now, if someone is aware of, I don't know how many people have worked on Tally, but earlier we had Tally ERP. Now, Tally ERP has upgraded to Tally Prime. So now we have Tally Prime. So those who knew Tally ERP, is Tally Prime different? No, but Tally has upgraded. There are many new features, many new options in Tally Prime, right? So that was about Tally. Apart from Tally, we are also going to learn Busy Accounting Software. Now, what is Busy Accounting Software? Busy Accounting Software is a you may have heard, especially even for TDS. There are many chartered accountants, many companies who prefer separate softwares for their TDS compliance to prepare their TDS returns. So, Busy is an accounting software and it also has a Busy TDS software. Okay. Now, Busy accounting software is very used in northern side of India. There are many companies which are using all over India, but especially if if you want to find, is Busy that popular? Yeah, Busy is very popular, especially in North India sides. In Mumbai, Maharashtra, here, Busy is very focused in TDS. They have sold many of the modules of TDS software for TDS. So SAP, our third software is SAP. Now SAP is one of the very integrated and a vast software known to the market. SAP doesn't only have the accounting. We are going to learn the FICO module. FICO module is necessary for accounting level. If you are a finance person, you should know the FICO module. That is a finance and control module. Apart from FICO, there are many other modules in SAP because SAP being a very integrated software. Okay, SAP has a FICO module, SAP has a separate marketing module, separate HR module, and so on. SAP has separate modules for each of the uh, department level categories depending on that company. It is a very tailored made software. Okay, so but in the market, if you see that, is SAP very important? If you know SAP, is more importance given to the profile? Yes. Being knowledgeable of SAP will give you a plus point of whatever profile you're applying for, especially for MNCs who are using SAP. They do not like hiring freshers, because SAP is such kind of a module wherein, even a very few companies you will find who are wanting to take freshers for SAP. Why? Because SAP, like I told you, it is a vast module. One. Second, they do not want freshers to touch their module. Even a single mistake in SAP. Okay, suppose I have, you have put one transaction, one entry in SAP. Now you want to delete that entry. Can you delete that entry? Okay, someone needs to put yourself on mute. Just check someone is not on mute. Okay, someone needs to check you're not on mute. I'm not able to put you on mute from my side. It's disturbing. Okay, now what if I am applying, I have passed a transaction in a SAP software, okay, and I want to delete it. Can you delete it? No, you can't delete it. SAP has a specialized, coding done into it, which is that every entry, every transaction which you record, okay, can be reversed, but cannot be deleted by the person who is doing the entries, who is doing the transaction. Only the person who has the coding or the password who can bypass that coding, only that person can delete that entry. So that is how it works in SAP. So you can understand SAP is a very, very vast software, very known software, and it gives you very good advantage to your profile, to your CV. Being knowledgeable about SAP, people, you will find people and knowing Tally, will find people knowing about several accounting softwares, but SAP is a very different module, very vast module, not very easily, not very easily available, free of cost. You can't learn SAP. If you want to learn SAP free of cost, you will not find enough stuff or data to learn it free of cost. That wouldn't happen. You can just go online, you can check, and you'll find that even if you're wanting to learn full SAP, it will cost you around 1.5 to lakhs to learn full SAP, pura software. So I'm not talking about only the FICO module, that is which is relevant to the accountant. I'm talking about full SAP. So you can understand the integration done in such kind of softwares. If only the learning of that software can cost you 2 lakh rupees, right? So that is about the SAP. So in SAP, what do we do in SAP? So here we are going to do the FICO module, which is very relevant for the accountants today. And basically, if you're not a chartered accountant, or if you're not on the managerial position in a company, you won't require the full software. You will never get the access of full software, full SAP. You'll only have a access of this of the data for which you are hired for. So if you are hired in a company which is using SAP, and they have hired you for, say, account payable, okay, accounts payables meaning creditors, then you will only have the access of accounts payables. You won't have access of anything else. So that is how high the security level is in SAP. All right. So learning of SAP is again in the market. If if you talk to people, if you ask people, you'll find that SAP is a very interesting and very important software which you should know if you're applying, especially for MNCs, because most of the MNCs you'll find they are using SAP. If you're applying for small industry, small companies, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, then they may be using different kind of softwares wherein almost 75 to 80% of the market today uses Tally. So earlier Tally ERP, we had Tally ERP, and now Tally ERP has upgraded last month to Tally Prime. So we are going to do Tally Prime. Apart from this modules, or apart from the accounting skills I was talking about, we also have soft skills. Now, why do you require soft skills? So when I'm talking about, the skill, also presenting your skill is important. How do you prepare your CV is equally important. Okay, your resume or your CV. What things should you mention on your CV? There are people who prepare the CV and they write references, they write down date, they write down signature, they sign, right? That is not required on a resume. So how to present your CV? How should you answer questions in an interview? Right now, I was talking about what kind of questions you can expect, but how do you handle such kind of questions? How do you handle a negotiation, or how do you handle a particular profile of questions? Even that is equally important, right? So that has been discussed, that we usually discuss in soft skills, that how do you present yourself, how you should be presenting your CV, your skills, how do you talk to your interviewer, right? So this is equally important, and this has been covered in soft skills. Now, EduPristine is a company well known, where it is a US company, right? Uh, what kind of faculties do we have? So we have a team of chartered accountants who are faculties for all of the states. Like, right now we are doing it on the pan India level, because I am from Mumbai right now. We have several people from different states, from Bangalore, Mumbai, etc. Right? So on pan India level, we have different faculties. We have a team of chartered accountants. Now, whatever modules I was talking about, we do, what are we going to do here? Are we going to do only the theory part? No, we are going to focus on the practicals. The theory is important, yes, to understand the theory, because unless and until you understand the theory, you cannot implement it into practicals. So of course we will be learning theory, but with theory, the main focus will always be on practical. How does it work practical, right? How will it work for me in any kind of an industry? So that will be our main focus. We have classroom trainings. We also have online trainings, right? We are going to, how are we going to do all this practical work? So we are going to use Tally, busy accounting software, SAP, that is for the FICO module, finance and control module, and Excel. So we are going to learn advanced Excel. All the recordings of the lectures will be available to you for relevant topics from on your LMS software. Okay, you will be given a ID and password wherein you can just access that LMS, and you can get all the lecture recordings to refer in future, right? Now, apart from this, okay, if you're enrolling for this particular certification course, then what benefit do you have apart from learning all this? One is resume building, that was the interview prep, and the placement lead. Okay, EduPristine has tie-ups with many of the MNCs, many of the big four companies. Big four companies, you have KPMG, you have Accenture, etc., etc. There are many companies which have a tie-up with EduPristine. So from time to time, they have requirements in their company. So, people, you are going to get interview chance wherein you can go in for an interview, direct interview with that company and prove your skill. Okay, that interview, you will have to clear that interview, of course, but most of the big companies do not allow you to have that direct interview, right? You have processes to reach that level, right? So that is a plus point here. So placement assistance, you need to understand your skill is equally important. You need to be skilled enough to handle that interview. We can teach you the technical part, we can teach you how to present yourself, but you will have to learn yourself that, how do I handle the questions? How do I upgrade myself? So we are going to help you there, right? Now, these are the four certificate courses. If you enroll for this course, these are the four certificates which you are going to get. That is one, for doing this course, that is a postgraduate program in business accounting and taxation. Apart from this, you have another three certificates, that is for busy, SAP, and GST. What are the training venues? So these are the states currently which have the training venues. That is Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Thane. So these are, and we have weekday and weekend batches, right? Okay. Apart from this knowledge, where apart from the venues or duration or the certificates, okay, let's come back to the focus wherein I was discussing about what we are going to do in this course. All right. So I have explained you what the BAT program is and how do we work with the BAT certification, right? Okay. Now I want you people from your side, if you have any questions or if you want to know it better, then you can ask me. You can unmute yourself and you can ask me one question at a time.
Hello, ma'am. What about the fee structure?
Okay, the fee structure, like I told you right now, okay, about three things. One is the venue, the timings, and the fee structure. These three things, you can talk to the coordinator. There will be a person who will be calling you up. So you can talk to that person about the fees. So right now,
Okay.
since I'm the faculty with this course, so if you have any questions with respect to the course, I will be I will be able to help you out there. There maybe the coordinator may not be able to help you to the extent I may help you.
Okay, ma'am. Sure. Thank
Right?
you.
Welcome. So right now, if anyone has any questions about, okay, what are we going to do in the course, or are we going to learn a specific thing, or if you have any kind of a question there,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me.
Do we have exams like test and all for all this?
Yes, you do have a test. Yeah. At the end of at the end of the course, you do have tests for each of the modules.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Uh, Actually, I'm a graduate student and also have CA knowledge, intermediate knowledge, CA inter knowledge. So,
Okay.
what additional knowledge do I get from this? Like in CA inter also we'll have GST, tax, accounts, or basic accounts. So,
But
what is
you
additional
do
knowledge I
okay.
get?
Additional, the major part will be practical. When you're doing the course, see, always understand any professional course or a degree course, if you're doing, do you have practical knowledge about it? If I tell you today to prepare a GST return, will you be able to prepare a GST return and file it?
Okay, do we get that training or do we get
Yes,
that?
yes.
Okay,
So, like I
after
explained, yeah, tell me.
After this, will be able to file the returns and everything.
Yes, TDS returns, GST returns, income tax returns. Trust me, you will be able to file it confidently.
Okay,
So we are going
thank
to
you.
focus on the practical part.
Okay, thanks for the information. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Okay. No other questions?
Ma'am, I have done advanced Excel and basic Tally RP9.
Okay.
So what other thing I can learn in this?
Okay. You have learned basic tally. Okay. Do you know advanced tally? Can you write
No,
accounts on tally?
no.
So the very first point about tally, just knowing tally wouldn't be sufficient. How do you write accounts on tally? How do you finalize them? How do you prepare returns from tally? How do you prepare financial statements from tally? So these
Okay,
questions you will be able to answer if you have done this course.
okay.
So we are going to focus the very best, understanding of this course is that, theory is important. I'm not denying it. Of course, it is important. But theory plus the practical knowledge is equally important and more important rather. If you go outside, if you talk to someone, if you apply for a job, they are going to focus on your practical knowledge. They are not going to ask you about the theory knowledge. Right? Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, if classes is going on, that is weekdays or weekend days, ma'am?
Okay, there are two parts to it actually. We have a weekdays and we also have weekends, that is on Sundays only. So
Okay, okay.
on Sundays we usually have a 8 hour uh, sessions, and on weekdays we have 4 hour sessions.
Okay, okay. Mhm.
But from state to state, possibly it may change. So you can talk to your coordinator. Whatever is feasible to you, they can manage it that way. So we do have Sunday classes and we have Monday to Friday.
Yeah,
And we
okay,
also
okay.
have we also have online classes. Even that is the option,
Okay.
right?
Mm.
No other questions?
Ma'am, in Bangalore, which place, ma'am?
Bangalore. If you are you able to see my screen? So I've just opened that sheet wherein there is an address given.
Yeah, okay, 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 Karmangla.
So this is the place, right? Okay. No questions about the course or what more will you be learning in it or anything?
Hello. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, Rashmika.
Yeah, so I'm working in a company which is accounts payable and using SAP. So
Okay.
doing this, will it help me in future or like anything like that?
Okay. First thing, my first question to you would be: you are doing accounts payables, right?
Yes.
Okay. Does your company allow you to access for any other uh, data apart from accounts payable?
No, actually, I have joined 2 months back.
Okay, so you have no access, you have no right to access any other data, correct? So meaning you
Yes.
cannot learn any other thing,
Yes. That's
right?
what I'm asking. Yeah.
Okay, right. So now today, if you are just having this experience, okay, you just put on your CV that I have just worked with some company as a in a SAP software as accounts payable. Now,
Mm.
no other company will like such kind of experience. Why? I'll tell you. Because every company will think you only have knowledge of accounts payable. What about all other accounting stuff?
Okay.
So I was talking about so many accounting stuff, right? I was talking about finalization. I was talking about GST. I was talking about income tax, payroll, MIS, etc. Right?
Yes.
So any company you apply for would want you to at least have knowledge of everything.
Mm.
Only knowledge of a particular a particular stream wouldn't be enough.
Yes, I
It
also
wouldn't
believe
give
that.
you growth, and even in your career it wouldn't give you growth. So for long, if you're just working as a accounts payable, it wouldn't give you growth.
Okay. So, for doing this course, I have work in the weekdays. So, can I opt for Sunday only? Sunday
Yeah,
will
you
it be
can.
benefit?
Yes, you can. You can.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Even if those who are doing just for Sundays, no problem. You just have to keep practicing. Whatever you're learning, keep practicing. See, because you have a gap of 7 days, right? Weekly. You're just learning one day weekly. So you should always, keep practicing whatever you're learning so that you are in the flow. And definitely, how does this course help you? Because this course can help you because it is focusing on the practical part. Okay, it is not just talking about the theory. Now, anyone can teach you theory. You have also done theory on your college level, but that is not sufficient to survive in today's market. And we all know that, because of this COVID situation, uh, the jobs are very, very less in the market. Not really less, but skilled people are very less. People are wanting to hire someone who knows everything. So that's a plus point here, right? Okay. I'm so sorry for the technical, to disturbance which we had. All right. Okay. Apart from this, about the fees, someone will, from the coordinator team will call you up and talk to you about the timings and the fees part, right? If anyone has any questions related to the course about the learning part, no questions? So if we have no questions, then, we'll wind up the session. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
If anyone has any questions, I am still available. I can answer you. I can help you out with what is available in the course. No questions? All right then. Thank you. We'll wind up. There will be someone from the who will be coordinating with you. Yes, if you still have any questions, you can ask the coordinator. They'll forward the questions. All right. Thank you so much. I'm ending it for all. Thank you.